Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Civil War getting closer. Uh, Florida sends National Guard to Texas. And the national government is going to send what? FBI, NSA, and Secret Police to Texas. And you have a armed convoy, about, some people say, close to 1 million, which I strongly doubt, showing up at the border. What could get wrong? Things could get out of control just like this. Control, whose control? The dynamics. Infiltration, 100%. So let's see what's going on. This is reported by none other than Sputnik, the Russians. Right there. Sputnik, 4 hours ago. So this today on the 1st of February 2024. DeSantis, that's the governor of Florida, says Florida sending state National Guard troops to assist Texas border defense. Very, very good. These guys are like walking in a park. Oh. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, or Ron, said on Thursday that he will send Florida State Guard and National Guard troops to Texas to assist in the state's effort to address the increased flow of illegal migration at the United States' border with Mexico. And I'm going to read further like this. And I'm quoting, states have every right to defend their sovereignty, and we are pleased to increase our support to Texas. I would like to know how many people they will send. Oh, there is it right there. As the Lone Star State works to stop the invasion across the border, DeSantis said in a statement, our reinforcements will help Texas to add additional barriers, including razor. So there will be these guys putting razor wire along the border, and the other Americans taking it out. So we Americans fight with one another, not understanding that this is our private property that we're trying to defend. Our children, private property, U.S. property, our property. To help Texas to add additional barriers, including a razor wire along the border. We don't have a country if we don't have a border. That's ABC 1, 2, 3. What's delusional about that? What do you need to, what, college degree? You need a PhD to understand that? Yeah, I think with a PhD you would just agree with the other side. Florida is offering up to a battalion of National Guard troops, approximately 1,000 soldiers, to Texas, who will be deployed based on Texas's need, the statement said. The troops will join more than 90 Florida law enforcement officers already deployed to the border, the statement said. Additional law enforcement resources are standing by and ready to be deployed as requested by Texas, the statement said. You don't need wire, barbed wire, or anything like that. You don't need that. Set a few examples that you're going to enforce the law, and I guarantee you those guys over there will hear about it, let them know about it, maybe with some footage. And I guarantee you that it's going to drop from 100% to less than 1%. Only the crazies, or the ones who missed the memo, didn't get the memo, will try to cross. But from 1% is going to drop to almost zero, I'm telling you. Do you remember how the communists did it? How they defended their country? Do you remember? I tell you, I know exactly how. They put barbed wire fences, and it was before and after those, it was I can't remember exactly how big, a piece of land that was like dirt, so you can see steps on it, and you had, from time to time, you have people, guards over there, okay, and if you would not stop, they first will shoot. They would say, hey, stop. Second, I will shoot, and then shoot in the air, and the guys would stop. Or they would apprehend them at the gunpoint. And they had patrols all the time along this fence. Or if there was not fence, they were full of these guys in the woods, wherever they were stationed, and they were patrolling. So the Romanians could not cross, let's say, in other countries. That's the way it was. between the communists. Now you say, well, those were communists. Well, the problem was the other way around. These guys were not allowing their citizens to go out, but the other guys were defending themselves. Like the Hungarians, if you tried to go into Hungary, that's the way it was. Exactly as I said, they were waiting for you. They were over there. Now they would apprehend you and then send you back in the same day or the next day. And if you were running, so the article continues. The troops will join more than 90 Floridian. Okay, additional law enforcement resources are standing by. Okay. The Florida State Guard is prepared to deliver rapid emergency response, public safety operations, and humanitarian assistance. Florida State Guard Director Mark Thiem said in a statement. The move comes amid a dispute between Texas state officials and the Biden administration's traitors. You protect your country, that's ABC 1, 2, 3, against domestic and foreign enemies. Over the federal government's handling, if you cross the border, you broke the law. You entered a private property without the owner's permission. You're obviously illegally on that plot of land. That's not how you do it. But anyway, last month, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a temporary order allowing federal border guard agents to remove razor wire barriers placed by Texas. Why? It's like I have a wall, so I keep people outside of my property, and someone orders me to take the wall down because someone gets injured if it tries to enter my property. Is this the argument? Well, what do you want with Sotomayor and all those Zelensky Stein and diversity hires? What do you expect? However, Texas Governor Greg Abbott maintained the state's right to guard its share of the U.S. border with Mexico, citing the federal government's failure to secure the border. Correct. And this guy, Biden, comes and says, well, I will close the border before the elections. You. More than 2,000 other states officials from across the U.S., including DeSantis, have backed Abbott in the dispute. You can't have a country without the border and the border being enforced. That closed to outside interference. I mean, as I always give you this example, try to camp in the White House lawn and see how that plays for you. Put a backpack and jump over, a fence. A fence that was not torn down by the, how is that called, Supreme Court. No. Why? I don't know. That's American land. It's not private property. Okay? Nevertheless, you jump in there with your backpack, try to set a tent. I guarantee you by the time you land on the grass, there will be about 3 or 4 dudes putting you face down, handcuff you, grab you in, then debrief you, let's put it mildly, interview you, thinking that you did something. And then what do you think they're going to do? They're going to release you in the country, like release you on the loan? Yeah, pick whatever you want. This is your country. My country is your country. Mi casa, su casa. Okay, no, they're going to fuck you, throw you out in jail first. And then they will release you after you play the piano a little bit. Soup, 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 soup. Okay? So, double standard. This is United States of America. Now, listen, when you try to enter the country by air, let's put it this way, what happens? You're checked in your ass, man. But when these guys cross the border in here, they used to ask you a vaccination, about this, about that. Those guys cross the border, good to go, my friends, good to go. And you got idiots who are, save them. Unless that really directly affects them, because they're not capable of understanding the consequences, you can't explain. Directly affects them, they will not say, wait a minute. Like you say a PhD. You're always going to have a PhD guy saying, yeah, let them immigrate. Not always. I suspect. Why? 49 out of 50 would say, yeah, let them in. Why? Because their job is not threatened. But if you tell them every PhD that's going to cross that border, okay, is going to work, is going to take your job, let's say it's going to work half your income, half your salary, then you're going to lose your job. How many will come? I guarantee you right now, in Romania, I can bring you 20 PhDs that will take these guys' $200,000 income as a PhD. Or $150,000, or $180,000, or $250,000. In Romania, they don't make that much money. And you come here and you're respected, you have your office, you're important, intellectual. These guys immediately will say, no, stop the border, no crossing. But since it doesn't attack them, and they think that cheap labor will create cheaper products, therefore they can buy more, including in the same time being morally superior to you. But a pipe layer, or I don't know, a truck driver, or a laborer, is directly affected by these guys. That's why these guys are, or the teachers. Try to come with a teaching degree from, I don't know, earned in Romania. Come to me and say, I want to teach here. No. The teachers associations set some rules. You can't. Your diploma is not recognized here, Emil. Fuck you. You know what you're going to do? You have to go to college and you have to go to the system. And then you get in the system. I could have come in and said, you know what? I want to work as a history teacher right now. Half the price. Fire you, get me. I'm going to be better than that person. No. We protect our little thing. Why? You don't like competition? Oh, that's unfair competition. Why? It's my knowledge, my abilities versus your knowledge, your abilities. That's fair competition. You need protection. Why? Because you're weak. So anyway, here you go. Again, bring more immigrants. They're going to attack you and us on our level, not those virtuous persons. Yeah. And remember, all these guys gathering into Texas, things can just explode just like this. And there are people over there waiting for this with outside interest, foreign interest, and domestic interest. They're waiting for this circumstance. They're over there too. They are over there too. In the National Guard, in those agents sent by Biden, within those guys are truckers, within the police officers, between many, among many other people. They are over there. Infiltrated, doing their job. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.